Hello, this is Callie Raspusi, the Collections Manager here at the Bennington Museum, welcoming you back to Tours at 10. Today we are in the library of the museum, and we're in the process of doing some reorganization here, so it's a little bit messy, but one of the things that we're working with are our local newspapers. And the first newspaper in Bennington, of course, was Anthony Haswell's Vermont Gazette. Haswell came to Bennington in 1783 and started publishing the Gazette with David Russell. And the politics in Vermont in the late 1700s and early 1800s were not very friendly. So he made a few enemies. There was the Federalists on the side of John Adams, and then you had the Democratic Republicans on the side of Thomas Jefferson. And Haswell was very firmly on the side of Thomas Jefferson. So he like I said, he made a few enemies. And one of the things he also did was publish Ethan Allen's Reason, the Only Oracle of Man. And this is a deist book published by our hero, Ethan Allen, but also made some enemies who did not agree with his religious views at all. But his religious problems were nothing compared to his political problems. So in 1798, the Alien and Sedition Acts are passed, and at this point, there's a lot of fear in this country. It's still a young country. We don't know if this American experiment is going to work, and people are terrified that we're going to have a war with France, and we need a strong federal government to help save the country. And so Adams and the Federalists passed these Alien and Sedition Acts. And among them, they make it illegal to say anything critical or seditious or libelous of the federal government. So Vermonters don't like this very much, at least some Vermonters don't. Among them is Matthew Lyons, a congressman from Vermont, who says some rather unkind things about John Adams, basically calls him a pompous ass, and gets himself arrested and put in jail. And while he's in jail, Anthony Haswell comes to his defense and starts to raise a lottery to raise money to bail him out. And this lands him in trouble. So the story is that in the middle of the night, he is arrested, he is brought up to Rutland. He's not even allowed to change. He's not allowed to take care of his daughter, who is gravely ill. And a year later, in 1800, he is on trial in Windsor, and he is sentenced for 2 months in jail and fined $200 for seditious libel. And by 1800, Thomas Jefferson has become the president, and things have changed a little bit. The Alien and Sedition Acts are no longer very popular in the country, and they get repealed. By the time Anthony Haswell is released, he comes home to a hero's welcome in Bennington. They actually delay the 4th of July celebrations a few days so that he can be there. But his finances are in ruin at this point. So he applies directly to President Jefferson and tells him that he has been a loyal party man all these years, and can he please have a governmental contract? In these days, people found out all of their news from the local newspaper, and the government would give contracts to local papers to print the laws of the United States. And he is awarded one of these contracts, and he revives the Vermont Gazette. It works out very well for him, and he continues to thrive in Bennington. And one of the things that is interesting here is the byline here. He includes a quote by Jefferson. We have called by different names, brethren of the same principle. We are all Republicans. We are all Federalists. So there is this idea that we can all be Americans. We can all we're all in the same boat, which is a really wonderful wonderful idea. Of course, we still have a two-party system, and we still have a lot of disagreements in politics, but there is still this idea that we are all in the same boat together, and hopefully can thrive together as Americans.